Now let's start looking at access control. And I'm going to start with a simple example. So when you drag and drop onto the home page, you get the droppable dialog. And that's actually controlled in dropper content. So let's take a look. I'm going to go to the share homepage and hit reload. And I'm logged in as MarkX60 right now, not a verified account. But if I drag and drop, I still get the upload images dialog here. And as an administrative thing, I only want to allow verified users to upload content because there's cost associated with it, and I don't want to allow anonymous uploads. So if the user is not logged in, or if they're logged into an account that's not verified, I want to forbid this operation. So let's go ahead and take a look at doing that. In dropper content, the front end, what I want to do is in my HTML and JavaScript, I want to show a different dialog if the user is not logged in. So let's go ahead and create that dialog. In the HTML, I'm just going to add a simple div ID equal, and this is the dropper dialog that they get if they are verified. So I'm going to call this no dropper dialog. Title equals operation is not allowed. And then I'm going to put a div tag in here that says only verified users are allowed to drag and allowed to upload content to this site. Please register an account, log in, and verify your account. So there's the dialog I want to show if the user is not verified. And then how do I determine whether the user is verified? This is something that can change at any time. So I want to fetch that information right here in this show dialog. And I've seen how to do that before in the navbar. So here's the navbar code, update navbar. It uses get username to fetch the currently logged in user for the session as well as their role. And so I'm going to copy this code and add it to my dropper and show dialog. And let me tab all of this over. So this gets the current user, and then inside of the callback that gets executed when the data is returned, I want to say if data.role is empty, which means the user is not logged in, or data.role is equal user, which means they have an account but they're not verified, then I want to do one thing. Else, I want to do something else. And what I want to do if they are verified, or admin, is I want to permit the drag and drop operation. So if they're not logged in, I'm going to start with this as a template. I want to show the no dropper dialog, and it's only going to have one button. And what it's going to do is hide no dropper dialog. And then for hide no dropper dialog, I'm going to do the same thing as hide dialog, except I'm going to hide the no dropper dialog. And then for my CSS, I just want to use the same style as I'm using for the dropper dialog. Let's go ahead and see how this works. I'm going to reload, and I'm in an unverified account. So if I drag a picture over, I get operations not allowed. Only verified users are allowed to upload content to this site. Please register an account, log in, and verify your account. So I'm going to say, so my OK button isn't working. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on there. Oh, I forgot to well, let's go ahead and see if I'm getting an error in JavaScript. Hide no dropper dialog is not defined. Did I forget to change the name? Yeah. Hide no dropper dialog. Okay, so let's try that again. Reload. Drag and drop. Okay. Drag and drop again. Okay. So that looks fine. Now I'm going to log out and I'm going to sign into a verified account. Actually, let me try it. So now I'm not logged in at all. Let me try it. So I get the operations not allowed. Now I'm going to go ahead and log into a verified account. And I'm going to try the drag and drop, and I get the regular upload images. So there's one other case if you have an admin user. And right now we don't have any admin users and we have no interface for creating one. So I'm going to create it directly in the database. I'm going to start by registering a new account, share admin. And I'll use my email address and a password. So now I have an unverified account. I'm going to go to the database and I'm going to go to the users table. And let me find the sharer. So let's go ahead and use a SQL query here. Select star from users where username equals share admin. So here's the row for my share admin, and you'll notice that the role is just user, not verified. So I'm going to edit this row, and under role I'm going to change that to admin. And then I'm going to save that. So now the share admin is in a admin account. So I'm going to go ahead and reload here. Now there's a problem here because the role is actually stored on the session back on the web server. And I haven't ended the current session, so I'm basically stuck with the role until I log out and log back in. That's the only time it actually goes to the database to update the role. So I'm going to log out, sign back in, and now it shows without the verify link because I'm an admin. And now I'll try dragging and dropping, and I get the right content for an admin. So if you're admin or verified, you get the upload images. If you're not logged in or registered but not verified, then you get the operation not allowed. So that's the front end, the user interface, but it's also possible for someone potentially to construct a script that accesses the back end directly and fakes uploading an image using the drag and drop. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add this check in the back end script. So when you do the upload, uploadFile.php gets called. And after the sessions start, I have access to the current username and role. So let's go ahead and add some logic here as well. So what I'm going to do is right after the header line, I'm going to say if user : get role is, and actually I'm going to refer to this in a couple of places, so let me go ahead and store it in a variable. So if role is equal empty, or role equal user, then I'm going to create an object, set the status to error, add a message, echo JSON encode that object, and return. Actually, exit. So if somebody does manage to access this page directly and send it a file upload, they still have to be logged in and registered in order for that to work. So to test this, just to make sure it works, let me go back to my dropper, and I'm going to disable this check. So if false, then I do this, otherwise I do that. So that means I'm always going to get the dropper, but if I'm not logged in or verified, it won't actually work. So I'm going to look at the network traffic to see whether I get that return. Now, oh, so false is not defined. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a PHP thing, not a JavaScript thing. So here, I want that. Okay, so now let's try dragging and dropping. And I have the upload, so I'm going to hit OK. And it says upload one file, but if I actually click on this link, oh, I'm still logged in. Let me go ahead and log out. Now I'm going to drag and drop. Say OK. It said uploaded one file, but if I look at the return status, I see that there was an error, operation not allowed. Now, this error status isn't currently handled in the front end, but I could display a message right here in the dialog. But that's extra work, and I don't think there's really any way that you can get to that point if I have that check in the front end code. So I'm going to just put it back the way it was, now that I know that the back end is handling that case correctly. And that's it. So let's try it one more time. Reload. Drag and drop. Operations not allowed. Okay.